Commanders fans, I'm not going to say what's good, but I guess we can finally play the song Left Hand High, Who Are We? The Commanders. Like, I'm joking, but no, this was terrible football, man. It was really ugly. Like, we only won the game because of a muff punt. That's the only way we could score a touchdown, which is really sad, which is really awful. Coaching staff, terrible again. The defense played well for the most part, but we had 10 men on the field in that goal line stand. Cole Hogan was trying to call a timeout. We had 12 men on the field twice. The play we got scored on, then we had a penalty for 12 men on the field again at one point. Scott Turner calling read options with Carson Wentz, who could barely move. It made him turn his ankle on one play. Like, what are you doing, Scott? Like, this is not 2017 Carson Wentz. This is not Taylor Heineke. Like, who do you think this guy is that you're running read options on the 3rd and 2 with when Brian Robinson's doing a good job running the football? Like, Scott Turner does not know situational football. He's been so bad. I'm so happy people aren't defending this man anymore. He just does not. He's one of the, whether he's in the booth or on the field, he is awful. Like, he's so bad, man. If it wasn't for Velus Jones and Justin Fields, I like Justin Fields, but man, he was struggling tonight. He missed a wide open tight end. I forgot his name, number 84, I think, in the beginning. It was just like the Trevor Lawrence miss for a touchdown. The guy was wide. It was a beautiful play call by their offensive coordinator or their coach. Justin Fields set it up perfectly. Nice play action, wide open. And we were up 12-7. Joey Sly, of course, he shanks the kick 2 feet wide. And I know it was windy, but still, like, he missed that kick really bad. Like, he was really off on that kick. Really off. And Justin Fields scampered up the field for, like, what was that, a 50-something yard run? Like, I was like, bruh. I was talking to my wife, and she was like, oh, yeah, we're about to win. I was like, yeah, you can't say that as a Washington fan. You just can't. You really can't. And he just scampered up the field. And I was like, yeah. But we pulled it out. It's an ugly win. It's probably the ugliest win I've ever seen in my life. I know the Thursday night football game last week, 9-12, that game was ugly as crap with Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan, the Colts and the Broncos. But these Thursday night football games, man, they are really living up to the hype of being ugly, nasty games where teams can barely score the football. It's just bad football, man. It looks like Pop Warner, Pee Wee football. And I feel disrespectful talking about Pop Warner kids playing and Pee Wee football kids, because this is how bad these teams were. Really, really awful. Drop pass. The Bears, they gave us this game, man. Drop passes left and right. They had to delay a game on 4th down, 4th and 11. They had to delay a game on 4th and 11. Then they had to go for it on 4th and 16, and then they dropped a pass that possibly could have gotten them a first down. That's just how bad they are. Justin Fields missing wide open receivers, not reading the field. They were just bad, man. They were really bad. But I do have to give credit to the defense for getting pressure on Justin Fields. But yeah, the coaching staff is still trash, man. Still trash. The coaching staff is still trash. And they showed Dan Snyder on the screen. They showed him. Al Michaels was like, he needs to sell the team. Al Michaels was going in, man. He was going in. He was cooking Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder, his hair was all over the place. Looked like he just woke up, didn't take a shower. Al Michaels was like, just sell the team. He also said, what the league would love is for him to sell the team. Dan, well known for digging in his heels. So we already know Dan is he said he's gonna snitch and all that. He has dirt on people. He's like Denzel Washington from Training Day, man. I'm gonna have all y'all playing basketball in Pelican Bay, talking to the other owners, just saying, I got all this dirt on you. I'm gonna snitch. If I'm going down, you're going down. Nino Brown type style. This game was so bad. I think the over-under was 38 in PointsBet Sportsbook. They gave an early payout for the under. That's how bad it was. They said this may be the worst game of all time. So we paid out all wagers placed on 38, under 38 and above. That's how bad this game was. Justin Fields, he was on the sideline with his eyes closed at one point because he was just playing so poorly. I like his mobility. I think he has potential, but man, he was bad today. Carson Wentz wasn't good either. He missed a couple checkdowns to J.D. McKissic. There was a screen pass to Antonio Gibson where he just threw it too low. I don't know if it's because his fingers hurt. I'm not even going to give him that excuse. He just hasn't played. He's just been so inconsistent this whole season. I thought there was a point where you probably had to put Heineke in the game because his finger was messed up. Like, he was wiggling his finger. Oh, shout out to Carson for that block. I do give him credit. That was a tough block, man, where he laid his body on the line. We don't score a touchdown on the next play if it's not for Carson was, blocking like that. Excuse me. That was a hell of a block by Carson. Carson made that block last week, and that block was on Roquan Smith, a legitimate linebacker. So shout out to Carson Wentz. That was the best play he had all day. Curtis Samuel, I'm pissed off at Curtis Samuel. I really am, because we should have scored a touchdown there. Not only did he drop that, but Carson trusted him and went back to him and threw it to Curtis Samuel, and he dropped another wide open pass. It was ridiculous. So Offensive line is awful again. There was times where Carson got blitzed and he barely had any time to throw. It wasn't even his fault. But yeah, it was a bad game all around, man. Bad game all around. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you, man. The 2-4. We got the Packers next week. It doesn't even feel like a win. It really doesn't, man. I'll take it though. I'm happy we finally won a game because it was embarrassing these last couple games. We were 2 for 11 on third downs. The Bears were 5 for 13 on third downs. We had, once again, we're undisciplined. We had 7 penalties. Rushing the football, we had 128 yards. We should have had more yards rushing, to be honest. We gave up 238 yards on the ground rushing. Missed tackles. It was Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery. They were running all over the place at one point. They had a couple of big runs. I don't think that catch by Dante Pettis was a touchdown, to be honest with you. I really don't think it was. He barely had possession of it. We couldn't challenge it because they all scoring plays are reviewable. They just review them. But I really don't think that was a touchdown. I really don't. I don't think he got both feet in, to be honest with you. He was kind of juggling the football too. Brian Robinson got his first touchdown. Congrats to him, man. Shout out to him coming back from being shot. Many men, Mr. 50 Cent. Shout out to Brian Robinson, 17 carries, 60 yards. I thought he was a little shaky to start out, but I think he got better as the game went along. I don't know if it was jitters or just him getting used to playing in the NFL. But Gibson, man, I like the way Antonio Gibson played, man. I like the way he played, man. He showed some flashes, and I thought he played well, man. He had a nice catch for 8 yards, and then he had a nice run for 18 yards. So they were a good 1-2 punch. Jaden McKissick had a nice run too before the end of the half, where we scored a field goal. Carson Wentz was 12 or 22, 99 yards, 4.5 yards per pass, sacked 3 times, 66.3 quarterback rating. He was bad today. He was underwhelming today. He really was. If they do want to put Heineke in, I really wouldn't blink an eye at all. I wouldn't mind it. I'm not pressing for it, but because I just don't see us making the playoffs anyway. But if they want to put Heineke in the game, just to get a mobile quarterback in there, it is what it is, man. Terry McLaurin, 3 catches, 41 yards. They called a couple pass interferences that were kind of debatable before the end of the first half, but I'll take them once again. That led to our field goal. And then that third and 6 play call before the end of the half where they just tried to throw it to Terry down the field, Carson Wentz. I didn't like that play call at all. I thought that was a terrible play call in my opinion. I thought that was a terrible decision by Scott Turner to call that. That was awful. Terry had a fumble. I didn't even see that. Justin Fields fumble. We almost got that. The D-line stepped up today, man. F.A. Obata, I like him a lot, man. I gave him a hard time for that, for not knowing the rules on when he blocked that punt. But man, he's played like a grown man lately. He's been a hell of a passer. I think he has 3 sacks on the year, man, and he had more sacks now than what Chase Young had last year. Shout out to Chase Young though. He looked cool on the sideline. I'll give him that with the sunglasses and the hat and the ski mask. F.A. Obata stepped up. Montez Sweat stepped up. He was getting pressure. Cam Curl got a sack. Jamin Davis, he's got to tackle better, man. Him and Ben St. Juste, they missed tackles on that one big run. F.A. Obata, James Smith-Williams, I love that bat down or the block on the goal line stand. If he doesn't tip that pass, it's probably a touchdown, to be honest with you. It's probably a touchdown. John Allen was getting pressure. He got hurt a couple times. He got a sack. He got banged up. Deron Payne, he was hitting the mess out of Justin Fields. He had a sack as well. We had 5 sacks today. Yeah, they were getting to Justin Fields often and early, man. They were hitting this guy, and he was a warrior back there. He didn't play well, but he took a lot of hits, and he got right back up and was running around. So I do give Justin Fields that credit there for sure. Montez Sweat had 4 quarterback hits, man. He was getting after it today, and 2 tackles for loss. He really has. He's woken up. Derek Forrest, that was a big play on the goal line stand too to end the game. Dante Pettis had the ball like this, and he was kind of twisting and contorting his body. And the Bears fans, they wanted a flag, but no, that wasn't a flag. It wasn't. That was a hell of a play by Derek Forrest for that stop right there. Ben St. Juste, he's got to cut out those penalties. He had like a hands to the face penalty. He's got to cut that out. He keeps doing that. He did that in the Cowboys game as well. But yeah, I'm going to look at my notes, and I'm going to wrap it up because this game was just so trash. It really was. It really was. F.A. Obata had a sack. I thought there was a bogus penalty on John Allen. I like where they had the tip, and then John Allen got an interception. That's where your leaders step up, your captain. All this stuff that came out, the Dan Snyder news, William Jackson requesting a trade. I knew Jonathan Allen was one of the guys that was going to rally the troops and be a captain to this team and block out all the noise. That was really the biggest key to victory today, was blocking out all the noise today, and I thought John Allen did that. The goal line, man, the goal line defense was great, man. I'm telling you, the red zone defense was really good today. They made plays. They stepped up. F.A. Obata had the swat on that. He tipped the ball in the air, and John Allen got the interception. Kendall Fuller got beat again by Dante Pettis. I thought that was debatable. The touchdown. Wentz threw the ball too low to Antonio Gibson on the screen pass. Cam Sims had a false start, and then we got pushed back before the end of the first half. I thought that was awful on Cam Sims' part. Cole Holcomb missed a tackle on Justin Fields. He ran for a first down. Montez Sweat had a sack on Justin Fields. Talked about that. 4th and 1, we had to delay a game where they were gonna go for it, but next thing you know, Treston Way he kicks the punt, and Velus Jones muffs it on the next play. So I was like, hey, let's just go for it, man. Let's Riverboat run. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do. But our defense is playing good, so I understand why he did that. I didn't really agree with it, but it is what it is. Brian Robinson got his first touchdown. Carson Wentz with a block on Roquan Smith. Shout out to Carson Wentz for that. Ben St. Juice hands to the face. I talked about that. Bears got a delayed game on 4th down. I talked about that. Justin Fields, hell of a run. Darnell Mooney almost had that catch, man. He was close. He really was. He bobbled it too, and then he caught it backwards and caught it out of, like, before the end zone, like right on the 1 yard line. So we got super, super lucky with that. Very fortunate, I'll say that. Very fortunate. We got very fortunate with that, to be honest. So let me see if I got any other notes here. I know Ron Rivera had a press conference. I heard he got snappy with the reporters with the report earlier today that said that Dan Snyder picked Carson Wentz. He's the reason why they got Carson Wentz, because it was Dan's decision. I heard Ron Rivera said that was not true. So Ron Rivera had to say the Jimmy G rumors were not true, and now he's saying that these reports are not true either. Cole Turner got a catch. I was happy about that. We need to use him more. We do. De'Ami Brown didn't get a lot of targets. I guess he's injured, but we need Jahan back. We do. If Curtis is going to play like that, we need Jahan Dotson back. Kendall Fuller dropped the interception. He's got to catch that. Tyler Larson, better than Nick Martin, but still, they got beat up the middle by Roquan Smith. It was him and Sadiq Charles, and Roquan Smith just ran straight through them to sack Carson, which was just inexcusable. Pass interference. J.D. McKissick had a nice run. Curtis Samuel. I was just like, bro, like, are you serious, dog? Like, you got hands like a snake right now. You're not catching anything. Like, this, you got to get him out of the game. That's how bad he was, in my opinion. Scott Turner, terrible play call on 3rd down. Yeah, that's all my notes. That's all my notes right there, man. I'll take the win, man. I really will. I'll take the win. Let me see if I can find some Ron Rivera quotes here before I roll out here. But yeah, it was ugly, man. Like I said, if Velus Jones didn't muff that punt, then it is what it is. Ron said, so this is what JP Philly said. He said, Ron Rivera on reports he didn't want Carson Wentz, and it was Dan Snyder's move. Ron says, quote, that's bullshitty. I'm the effing guy, end quote. See, I'm telling you, Ron, he's too big-headed, man. He really is. He's got to go. Seriously. He's got too much control. He's got to go. He's too big-headed. He's too cocky. Seriously, I'm telling you, he's got to go. Talking about he's the effing guy. He's got to get the freak up out of here. Yeah, I heard Brian Robinson did an interview with Richard Sherman after the game, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's retired now, and Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez said it was 2 JV teams tonight, too, and it did look like it. It's Fitzpatrick and somebody else. Is it Jeff Saturday? It's not Jeff Saturday, but is it Andrew Whitworth? I think he's the other guy. Brian Robinson was doing the interview, and then fans behind him were yelling, sell the team. So that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. I heard some Commander fans were there wearing bags on their heads, too, at the Bears game. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think, man. We got a long week until Green Bay, which I can be a delusional fan sometimes. I think it's actually a winnable game. After seeing the Packers versus the Giants, I think it's a winnable game. And for some reason, the Commanders do a really good job against Aaron Rodgers at home. When we had Kirk Cousins, we blew them out 42-20. I know that was like 10 years ago or 8 years ago. And then we beat them with Alex Smith when Aaron Rodgers came to FedEx. So, and honestly, we could have beat them last year, but of course, coaching is awful, and Taylor Heineke slid before the touchdown. So we just didn't have a chance in that game. But believe it or not, it's somewhat of a winnable game. Call me crazy, call me delusional. I think this is the worst coaching staff in the league. I think we have the worst offensive line in the NFL. But I think they have a small chance, a very small chance to win that game. All right, you guys. Have a good night. Hell to Commanders. Have a good weekend. I'm so happy I have my Sunday free, man. I don't have to watch them play on Sunday. Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy. All right, you guys. Hell to Commanders. Peace.